Big misunderstanding is that just because Gastineau Log Homes is located in the heart of Missouri, is that that's the only place where we build or ship to. That's definitely not true. When you see this log home in Montana, you're going to see that it's the perfect location for what Missouri Oakwood can do for somebody anywhere in the world. Between Montana, Tennessee, Oregon, New York, Pennsylvania, we even have some homes in Japan. Gastineau ships anywhere you are. If you want a log home, if you want a hybrid home, you want a cabin, small cabin, barn dominium, we will get it to you wherever you're located. And sometimes it's in a place like this. Welcome to Madison Valley.
Start over. Okay.
Welcome to Madison Valley, Montana. We are so excited to show you this beautiful Caroline log home, which is about a mile down this dirt road. 3-bedroom, 2.5 bathroom, built on a basement, has an office space in there.
Yep.
Gorgeous kitchen. The interior design is, what would you say?
It pulls in the natural elements of our location into their home.
Natural elements like
location.
Stone, wood, you have greenery. It's gorgeous. We think you're gonna love this.
Yeah.
Can't wait to show you. Shout out to Sashco on their stain on the outside of this house. It looks really incredible. So without further ado, let's keep her hair tame and get started.
There we go.
This home is beautiful because our friends here have modified their home to fit their exact specific needs that they're looking for. What are some things that you think people are going to like about this place?
I think they're gonna love how open the space is, all the natural lighting.
Vaulted ceilings, exposed beams.
They did a great job.
Yeah, let's go.
All right.
I was probably most excited about designing our kitchen because we spend a lot of time in here and I love to cook. We went with the painted cabinets, which we're really happy about. And when we picked out our granite, we really wanted to bring in a little bit of the red. And so when we found this granite and we saw the red in it and the natural honed look of it, so not super shiny.
Yeah.
We knew right away that's what we wanted. From there, everything kind of fell into place. And the wood shelves are, does bring in wood, but I think it contrasts because it's a little bit darker wood. And I was a little worried about having shelves with plates on it, but actually it's worked out really great and it's super convenient. And then we also chose not to do any kind of backsplash, but just keep the wood the way it is. And I really kind of struggled with that decision, but I think in the end it turned out really nice.
Yeah. I know a lot of people often think when they think of log homes, they think of like wood upon wood. So I think it's a really great, smart idea to pull in some of those natural elements from outside into your home. You have a really nice contrast in the space.
Thank you.
I did notice one of the customizations you guys added was the mudroom. Can we take a look at that real quick?
Of course. So it gets pretty muddy here in Montana, very dusty, dirty. And so we wanted to, of course, we have a garage and we wanted a space big enough where we could come in, take off our boots, hang up our jackets. And so the mudroom was actually a really big must for us. And
Absolutely. With
that, we were able to add a pantry, which was added with afterwards with some of the leftover logs. And I wanted my washer and dryer here. I do a lot of laundry. And so for right now, we don't have a door here. We're just trying to live with it to see if we want to add a door.
Yeah.
But for right now, we chose obviously the tile that can get dirty and can be, swept up easily. So the mudroom was a big must for us.
Yeah, with the dark color, I could see how that would be helpful, especially with Montana ground
Yes.
and the mud in there. I also think is a great use of the extra lumber that you guys had.
Yeah, we love our pantry, and it just gives us that extra space. It's kind of a catch-all for our bear spray, and as well as some of the other things that we need to store.
So I noticed when we walked into the space, it feels much more open. And I am looking at the beams and the decking up top. This is the underneath space of where the loft would be. I noticed that the beam that would be supporting the loft is not there.
Mm-hmm.
So what made you decide to not include that beam when you were creating the space?
Well, I think visually, I didn't really want the beam interfering with the view. And also we did make our kitchen a lot bigger. Mm-hmm. So in order to have the support that is needed for the decking, we have a glulam beam that serves as support so that we don't have to have that post in the kitchen, which was important to me.
I love some of the ways that you guys have specifically modified what a lot of people know as just a regular Caroline. Typically, we would see a big triangular prow.
Yep.
And what you guys have done is super interesting.
Yeah.
What were you thinking when you wanted to go down this route?
I mean, we really liked the prow and the look of the prow. Gave the house, some character. But one of the things that I think we really wanted to try to do is accent the view off the back.
Yeah.
And we wanted something that would make it a little bit easier for us to have a deck and a patio out there, right? Where it wasn't kind of divided by this, angle in the middle. So we decided to flatten it out. It also gave us the opportunity to put, sliding glass doors on both sides. We made the sliding glass doors bigger. I think those are full 8-foot doors.
Yeah.
And so that was, I think, the big thing was just wanting to have something that made very good, useful space of the inside was nice and flat, so we could have a nice deck and take really advantage of the view off the back.
And it really opens up a space to let a lot of natural lighting in. Rather than having triangular windows are cool, but you even have the rectangular up top there as well, which just lets it kind of
and I mean,
flow through.
We were looking for something that was a little bit more geometrical, right? Squares.
On top of like this amazing light area that you have and these sliding glass doors 8 feet wide and just a beautiful space for people to walk in and out on. I noticed that the trimming selection that you've done is super gorgeous and complementary to the wood. Do you want to talk about your thoughts there as well?
One of the things we want to try to do is just kind of soften it a little bit and kind of also contrast it a little bit. So we decided to go with painted wood, same with our cabinets rather than stained, just to soften it and give it a little bit of a different look and character. One of the big selling points for us was the Pella windows. I mean, when we were visiting the model and we walked out the sliding glass doors at the model and back in Missouri, I mean, the way those Pella doors just opened and slid so smoothly and seamlessly, that was a big issue for us. So when we were working with our salesperson, Lynn, we always made sure to make sure that the Pella windows were included in our package and the Pella windows and doors, because that was a big selling point for us. And so this trim is designed to match the outside color of the windows and doors, which is iron ore is the color outside. So we match the trim to that.
Love it. This is just another way that people can customize the Caroline. If you don't like the triangular prow, flatten it out. Have an open space, put some 8-foot sliding windows in here and enjoy it. This looks good, man.
Yeah, thank you.
Would you like to see the master bedroom?
Yeah, let's do it.
Well, we're excited to have our master bedroom on the first floor, especially as we get older. And one of the things, the changes that we made actually, even after we had designed the home, that we were able to do since the logs are cut on site, was to flip where the sliding glass door is in the windows, because originally the sliding glass door was going to be here. The 2 windows were going to be here. We made the decision, we thought, with the deck off of the sliding glass, it just flowed better. And plus, this is the best view that we have.
Absolutely.
And so we were able to make that change, and we were really happy with the results.
Yeah, it's great to have somebody you can be flexible with and make those decisions on site. The colors in here are absolutely beautiful and stunning. Again, it pulls in those natural elements outside. You guys did a great job.
Thank you. Okay, I'll show you the bathroom.
Oh, this is absolutely stunning.
Thank you. Yeah, so again, we used a little bit similar granite that we have in the kitchen. It's a little bit different. And we were able to have our cabinet maker design these oak cabinets, which this was the first finish that he had done with this. The tile that we had chosen, it was probably one of the first things that we picked out was this tile. And then of course we made the windows bigger in here so that we can see the other mountain ranges. And then we have our toilet area that we use the pocket doors. Yeah. And we ended up adding this after we had moved in. We had our cabinet maker give us a little bit more storage in here.
Yeah, very smart. I love how the color palettes between the wood and the granite work so well together. It's a really good decisions.
Yes, thank you. One of the things too that I did was I met with a designer from Sherwin-Williams and had shown her the different tile and carpet that we had picked out and the granite, and she was able to help me kind of hone in on what colors I wanted to use in the bedrooms and in the main space.
Yeah, they work really well together.
I have a keen eye for design, and some of the stuff that you've chosen to do in this house is really, really tastefully done. First and foremost, your ceiling fans are sick. Where'd you get that? How'd you tie that in? I don't even know the color of it, but it ties nice with the pine TNG decking at the top. You've got your oak on the side walls here stacked, and then you have almost like a mahogany looking fan up there.
Yeah. One of the things when I was looking at fans that I was really kind of focused in on is how much air the fans would move, and that was one of the things that was important to us too, because it's a big room. Yes. And we need to be able to move a lot of air. These definitely move a ton of air, and that was their recommendation, just to kind of keep the airflow moving really good here. And they make it obviously in different colors. We, again, wanted to contrast it a little bit and give it a little bit of a darker color, but they make light oak blades, same fans with just different blades and different color hardware.
The darkness of it is a really, really nice touch between the decking, between the trim on the sliding window there. Everything is tastefully done. And you had mentioned your recess lighting. Yes. I noticed a hack that you had shown me earlier. You want to walk people through that? Because I think it's pretty brilliant what you've decided to do.
So one of the things that, is difficult about wiring a log home, especially for outlets and switches and stuff like that, is just either drill up through the different courses of logs or run up alongside the trim and then drill over. And so the way we avoided that is a lot of the switches in here that are on exterior oak log walls are not actual switches, they're remotes. We used a product by Lutron called Casita. And they're actually remotes. We still have to have a light switch. So like some lights that we have going outside, there's a remote switch on the wall there. But the actual switch for the light is back here on a drywall wall. So you can easily run it, get wired to it, mount it, and then that's treated as a remote, and we've got a few of them around, and if I didn't tell you, you would never know it wasn't a light switch. And so that made it a lot easier. Was something that made our builder a lot happier.
Oh, I bet. I bet he was happy to not have to run wires through logs.
And drill, and then the electrician have to pull them.
No doubt. Rustic log homes have some kind of stereotype on what it looks like and what it could become and things like that. But one of the ways that you guys have so elegantly modernized this whole home outside of what you've done in the kitchen is this handrail.
So one of the things that we gave a lot of thought to was when we were thinking about the stairway is how can we do something different that isn't just the traditional oak, railing and oak ballasts and stuff like that, or oak and wrought iron, because there's so much oak and stuff. So we wanted to do something that was a little bit more contemporary, but not too radical. And so that is what kind of drew us to this system. It's called Cable Bullet Design the System.
Yeah, it's incredible. It's modern. And I also love the black on it. I think it ties nicely to the trim on the window. It just shows it's like intentional design on your end. Really super incredible stuff.
And the black cabling was something that was relatively new. I mean, they had stainless steel cabling. And so we actually waited a little bit because they were just coming out with the black, and they may have had the black cable, but not the black tensioners. So we waited a little bit to get all that in so we could do it in black.
I know you customized the loft area, so do you think we could pop upstairs and take a look?
Sure. Cool. That'd be great. So originally we were going to keep it as a loft and have it open and keep it as our home office, but then I was a little concerned about the sound.
Sure.
And so we made the decision to close this off and make this a bedroom.
Okay.
So this would have been the loft area in the model. Okay. And we turned it into a bedroom. We have our 2 daughters who will come home, of course, and then lots of people who want to come visit us. It has great views of the mountains as well. And that's one of my favorite faces of the mountain there.
That's a good view.
It's a nice, great size bedroom. Put our king bed in here. A great space for guests. And of course we have a full bathroom here for our guests. It's pretty nice size, lots of good storage.
Absolutely.
And then this is the second bedroom up here. Again, it has some great views of the different mountain ranges. So our kids enjoy coming here as well. And of course we have really big closets, which is great storage space for us as well.
That looks amazing.
Thank you. And then of course here is our office space.
The office was originally designed to be a bedroom, and we needed some place to obviously do some work. One of the things we did was we expanded this area and made it bigger, so it allowed us to make the deck bigger. That was one of the things that was really, we flipped this. This was originally on the front of the house. We flipped this to the back of the house so we could take advantage of the views off the balcony.
And this is technically a dormer space, if I have it right. Is that correct?
Yes, yes.
It's going to lead out to the deck. Man, yeah. I don't think I could get anything done if I had an office with this deck area.
Yeah, I do like to sit out here and take calls and do video conferences out here when I can. Sometimes I probably shouldn't have the camera on when I'm doing video conferences because I don't think I'm getting any work done, but I do like taking calls out here.
You ever get any wildlife that you just like looking at out here yet? Or?
Yeah, I mean, we get elk that come down through here.
Oh, nice.
Here in a couple months, there'll be pronghorn that come and drop their babies here, and they'll stay around for a couple months before they head out. We've heard wolves howling at night before.
This is gorgeous, man.
Yeah, thanks.
It's also super quiet out here. I bet you're the only person on your Zoom calls that doesn't need to do the noise cancellation setting on your Zoom.
That's right.
Perfect out here, man. We did it.
We did it.
We did it. Montana done. What'd you think?
It's a great time.
Yeah. Lovely home.
Absolutely stunning home.
What was your favorite part about it?
I think just how open the space was, and even though so open, the natural elements that were pulled in, but also more modernized elements were pulled in. So it wasn't that wood upon wood upon wood. It was just, it was vibrant, it was beautiful, it was colorful, it was homey, it was cozy, but also had that new, like, modern feel to it.
He did super well with that, and then so did she. So she working, I forgot the interior designer's name that they used, but
they're based out of Kansas.
The use of stone, the use of all these different kind of materials, metals within there, the wire cables on the handrails of the stairs, all
just
of
the color elements too.
The color elements, the stain on the outside of the home.
Yes,
that was like, it's not something you typically see when you go or think of a log home.
Especially out here, like traditionally houses have that very orangey tone, green roof, think like national park vibe. Yeah. But out here, it almost blended in with the environment. Really? So it was just like tucked against the mountain. Yeah. I mean, we've seen so many log homes too. I feel like the only things out here are either log homes or hybrid homes, which is pretty exciting. Yeah. And so they were awesome people too. Oh, I love them. It was kind of like visiting mom and dad. Yeah, it was. They have like such a love for fly fishing and outdoors. The appreciation for wildlife and nature. Nature photography. And like, I can't wait to see some of the photos they've been working on. But it was such an incredible trip.
Well, until the next one.
Until the next one. Peace out, Montana.
Let's go.
Babe.
What?
Babe, the camera.
Oh.
The camera.
Dang it. Until next time.